I've sat here for 3 hours. No, I've sat here for almost 4 or 5 hours crying my eyes out because I want donuts. And God, I almost gave in. It took 4 hours for me to get over it. But I swear, in the moment, wow.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Xiomara. We've talked about her a few times in the past, and she is still in the hospital, and she's in a facility, and she has been there for an extended period of time between being in a hospital and being in a facility. It's been months and months and months, to the point where it's just, I don't think I've ever really seen anything like this, especially someone that is posting on social media, because she still is being pretty active on social media. And with Xiomara, I think the thing that is so interesting about me is that it feels so clear that she is someone that struggles with like having two wolves, inside of her, and they're both fighting each other. There's the one wolf that is, wants to get better, wants to improve her health, wants to get out of the situation that she's in, and wants to do the things that is required there. But then there's also that other wolf that is used to the comfort of what she was doing before, used to the size that she is, wants to continue doing the things that got her to that size. And it is so interesting seeing her talk about the struggles that she faces while very much clearly suffering from the choices that she has made up until this point, right? I think it would be no surprise to anyone to say that the choices that she has made have led her into the hospital, have led her to literally, she said herself, passing away and then being brought back to life. Like, that is a fact. And so she knows that she has to get better, but she also is addicted to food and addicted to these things that are very bad for her. So I wanted to go over some of the recent TikToks that she has uploaded. So this one is her talking about trying a Barebell protein bar. And I think it's just very interesting seeing her explain herself. And I think she seems like someone that's pretty smart. I really do enjoy when she's lucid, and like making sense. I feel like she's a pretty smart person that makes a lot of sense in the stuff that she's saying. And I would hope that people that are watching, I know it's easy to just make fun of someone that is in her position. That is the easiest thing to do. But I challenge you, people that are watching this. Luckily, I know that most of you guys are pretty understanding, to at least try and understand the position that she's in, because I think that can help you have a little bit of empathy for the situation and try and, see why she is in this position. But this is her kind of talking about this protein bar, but then also there's a little bit more to the story as well. So let's go ahead and watch this one. Really quick, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to ISSA for sponsoring today's video. For those of you that have been around for 11 years, I started off kind of documenting my journey of nutrition, workouts, and different things like that. A few years ago, I actually became a certified nutrition coach so I could work one-on-one with people and help them change their lives the same way I was able to do it for myself. Over the years, I've had a ton of different people ask how they could do something similar and maybe deepen their knowledge in nutrition, or maybe even become a coach so they could also help other people change their lives. That's why I'm excited to partner with the ISSA, the International Sports Sciences Association. ISSA is a leader in online fitness certification, helping people become certified personal trainers and health professionals through flexible, science-based education. Their programs are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced, so you can learn from anywhere. All you need is your phone, tablet, or computer. The final exam is even open book, and you can take it right from home. ISSA also offers affordable, interest-free payment options, making it easier than ever to get started. Their pass rate is high, but if you need it, they even offer a free exam retake. Being able to work with the ISSA, I think, is just really cool, because there's just a chance for so many of you guys to actually end up helping so many other people through what you learn with the ISSA. So super stoked to be working with them. So if this sounds like a good opportunity to you, go ahead and click the link that is down in the description. Join issa.com/obesetobeast and use code obesetobeast to get $100 off your certification course. Thanks again to ISSA for sponsoring this video.
This is now my second time trying these. Nothing like them. I've sat here for 3 hours. No, I've sat here for almost 4 or 5 hours crying my eyes out because I want donuts. And God, I almost gave in. It took 4 hours for me to get over it. But I swear, in the moment, wow. That shit is frying me. Like, it took and will I get the donuts one day out of this week? I don't know. But
So hearing that, it seems like she has kind of almost resigned to the fact that that's probably going to happen. And obviously I would suggest otherwise, but I think that hearing her just explain how those feelings can be and how strong they can be, regardless of if you've ever felt that yourself or you feel like that's completely ridiculous. And I think if that's your first initial reaction is, oh my God, that's ridiculous, no one feels that way, I would say take a step back and understand that maybe you would never feel that way, but there are plenty of people that will feel that way, right? And at least she is being honest about it, and I do appreciate that. Am I saying that she's doing the best in her position? Maybe not, but I think there could be some decisions that are a little bit better. But at least she's being honest in this instance about that feeling, because those feelings of desiring, a donut, of just something that you probably shouldn't have, can be so strong. And it's so easy to rationalize, oh, well, I haven't had them in so long and I should be able to have them. It's really difficult. And so, props to her for at least being honest about that.
Now, in this moment, it took everything out of me. I wanted donuts. All I've been thinking about for the past 5 hours. And I kept telling myself, well, Zio, you have snacks here. Like, you have Fig Newtons, you have protein bars. Like, you have the Yasso bars in the freezer. Like, you have Quest chips. Like, I have snacks, right? But I don't want them. Like, I don't know.
That's the difference, right? That's clearly, I mean, she might be a little hungry, but it's clearly not a hunger thing, right? Because there are so many other options there for her to have that she could easily, have that would curb some sort of hunger. So it's something deeper that she is craving here, right? Something that all of those other snacks are not going to suffice, and they're not going to be exactly what she wants.
Why did these, like, is it like really all in the brain? These cravings come to me on a daily basis, and I give in to them all the time. And I'm sick of giving in to them. So I sat here and I listened to music. I tried watching a show, but I couldn't because all I was thinking about the food.
It sucks that she is so immobile, because there's so little things that she can do to help with that. Like, just even being able to go on a walk, man, could be so beneficial. Obviously, I understand that she can't do that, but I do feel for her. Like, that would be incredibly difficult. I certainly know that I would struggle if I was bedridden, and so many of the outlets that I enjoy that help me stay the course, I guess, that would, if they were ripped away from me, that would be very difficult, right? And so I understand that, especially towards the end, when she got to her heaviest, she wasn't really doing those things that I'm talking about. But still, even like the fact that she can't even do that if she wanted to, I feel for her. I feel for that.
The music really does help. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I'm getting ready for my sleep study. This is my second time trying Bear Bells. This is gonna have to make up for the donuts. This is the cookies and cream. Everybody has said that the cookies and creams is delicious.
I like the Bear Bell protein bars. I don't get them very often because they don't, I like to buy just big packs of them. And so they don't, I basically, where I shop at, they just don't have them, and I don't care that much to seek them out. But they are pretty good for sure.
The one that I had earlier this week was the peanut one. Okay, let's try it. And then let's get ready for that sleep study because I'm not going to be wearing the machine. It smells so good, guys. This is what a Bear Bell looks like. I thought they were called barbells, but I think it's Bear Bell. This is the cookies and cream. Mind you, I don't like cookies and cream stuff. Also, sorry, my shirt is so stained. Okay. No. Oh my God. So far, My favorite bars are Go Macro bars, but this is gonna have to go over Go Macro. They literally taste like a candy bar. Mm-hmm.
That is one thing. I mean, a lot of protein bars. I don't want to be the person that's. I eat a protein bar basically every day, so I'm not sitting here trying to be judgmental or anything like that. Okay, I want to make that very clear. I have a protein bar pretty much every single day of the week, but I kind of see them as it's harm reduction. You know, obviously you're getting extra protein and that's great, right? Especially if you're working out and you need the protein. I think everyone could use some protein. It's probably good, but like. That's kind of the way I see it, is like it's my way of having a sweet treat and just reducing the harm a little bit. You know, I think like with protein bars and even any sort of like she talks about having the protein chips and all that stuff, like that stuff's okay to have, but in reality, like, is it that much better for you than having a few chips? Not really. I think it can help hitting your protein goal. Basically what I'm trying to say here is that with these protein supplement snack things, a lot of times people will put this health halo around them and they are just all good. There's no, there's nothing bad about them. But in reality, like if you're in a caloric surplus because you're eating protein bar supplement stuff, you're still in a caloric surplus. It doesn't change the fact that you're not going to be losing weight, right? So a lot of times I think that people will overuse protein supplements, especially when they're losing weight, and they don't even really think about the fact that this supplement and this, protein chips, this protein bar, this protein muffin, protein whatever, it's like just because they put the word protein in it doesn't mean that it's like you can basically have whatever you want. I'm not saying that she's doing this. It's just something that's very common with people that are trying to lose weight, especially once they find these protein versions of unhealthy items, right? Okay, so we see this video. There's one more that I do want to show you. This video was shot on, I think it was September 17th, she says. So it's kind of old, but she just posted it 17 hours ago. And I feel like she is pretty open and honest about the situation that she's in, as well as she drops some information that hasn't been out there that I think is important to know. It's a little bit longer, but I think it's worth checking out.
Make a coffee with me and I will promise not to get emotional. Wow. Today is, I believe, let's look at the calendar, September 17th. Today is September 17th. I turned 30 in less than a week. I have crossed a bunch of milestones. Today I went outside for the first time. And I don't mean like outside literally. I mean literally out on the street. No, I didn't leave the facility technically. But I saw cars, people, light poles, trees, like, the sun, the earth, the air, It felt good. I think I needed that. And a staff member pushed me around the whole block, which was like crazy. I didn't ask for it. Like, she just did it out of her heart. And I don't know, I also toured the whole place for the first time. I've seen a lot of the units, but I haven't seen, like, the whole facility. So that was different and cool.
Obviously, I'm glad that she's, able to get out of her room, or at least she was. Again, this was filmed about a month ago. But again, it was just posted. So I'm not sure exactly why she decided to wait to post this, but she did.
I sat on a couch for the first time yesterday, which was insane because, hello, I'm fat and lazy. Like, we're loungers, We're couchers. We're couch potatoes. And, like, for me to sit on something different than my bed and this wheelchair, my God, 8 months. 8 months since sitting on a couch. My God. I did almost cry. I think
Crazy, man. 8 months, and she hasn't really sat on a couch or moved much from the beds that she's been in. It's gnarly.
I did cry. I don't know. I also have been working on my steps and pivoting. My goal when I first got here in May was to be out of here by my 30th, which is next week, which is not going to happen. And you know what? It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's reality. And I can't completely put myself down for it because I am way more advanced than I was. Like, tomorrow marks 11 weeks no oxygen. One thing that I never really talked about, I talked about it, I think, once or twice on live stream, but in 2023, I believe it was, yes, I was diagnosed with diabetes in Seattle. My A1C was really high. I don't know if it was like, I know it was over 10, I think.
Okay, so I was, I wanted to look up what that meant. And basically, if we look at A1C, she said it was over 10. And according to this from the Cleveland Clinic, right, 10 is like, that's like where this thing ends. It doesn't really go further than that. So that was terrible, right? So it says here, right, less than 5.7 means you don't have diabetes. 5.7 to 6.4 signals prediabetes. 6.5 or higher usually indicates type 2 diabetes, right? And so hers was 10, like at the complete, like the top of this chart. So again, I just wanted to show that because that's very high. And like, it's just crazy because at that time, she was, she went down and hung out with all the people from Paradise, that weird house that dude has that just has a bunch of, respectfully, but fat women, that's what they call themselves, that just live there and make content. It's very strange. So the fact that like she was struggling with an A1C of that level and she was just like kind of, again, it's just living in this reality that's not really real, right? Like, oh, I'm fine, everything's fine. But in reality, it's like your body is shutting down you. It's telling you that the things that you are doing are not good for it. And it's just sad because, she was writing those checks and then the check cashed, and that's the situation that we're in now. Obviously, I'm not saying that she deserves it or that I'm glad that it's happened to her, but you just hope that, and like, at least for me, as someone that's watching these and seeing that she seems like someone that has a relatively good head on her shoulders when she is doing well, I just hope that she is able to understand that so much of her journey to recovery is up to her, and making those decisions of not eating the donuts and understanding like you've had enough donuts in your life. That's the way I saw it, right? When I was at my heaviest and I was sad about not having XYZ foods, it's like, you've had enough of that. It's okay to go without that for a period of time, right? And then that's going to be different for everyone. That might be 5 months for you. It might be 5 years for someone else. It might just be, you know what? No more donuts forever for me, right? It's going to look different for every person. But I think that you have to get in that mindset of, I'm not going to feel sorry for myself anymore. Instead, I am going to believe and trust in myself and be like, I am going to get better. And that might look like me saying no to things that I would rather not say no to. And understand that the saying no and the improving the quality of your life is the self-love that you deserve. It's not, oh, I'll just have a donut because I deserve it, right? You have to look at that as like, that is not what I deserve anymore, because that led me to where I am now. And instead, I deserve to be able to walk around. I deserve to get out of this facility. I deserve, if you're someone that doesn't have as much weight to lose, I deserve to be able to fit into the clothes that I want to fit into. I deserve to be able to go to the beach and take my shirt off and not be super stressed out and worried about that, right? These are all different things that we deal with, but it's about reframing what you deserve and what you can do about that. And I just hope that she is able to have that change, right?
And it's been now like almost 3 months that I haven't been getting my blood checked. No insulin. Like, I was never on insulin. I was like, the shot up insulin. I was on metformin and glipizide like in 2023, half of 2024. But when I got hospitalized in Vegas, because the way hospitals, the way they run their diabetes is only through insulin. They do not give you pills. So we de-seed the pills and we were working just on insulin. But I would only get insulin if my blood sugar was over 150, which was rare for me because I never really ate in the hospital, like any sugar, carbs, stuff like that. But since I've been here, like when I first got here, yes, they were checking my blood sugars and stuff like that, but the doctor literally told me like 2 months ago that I don't have diabetes anymore. I don't know, bro. I feel
So, I mean, and that is something that does happen, right? I've had interviews of people that have, reversed their type 2 diabetes, reversed. I know that it's kind of, some people say you can't really do that, but they made it to where they don't have to take shots, basically, right? And so it is something that's possible. And I just hope, again, that she is able to see that. And yes, obviously a lot of that was kind of out of her control. It's not like it's been really her choice to do this. It's kind of been what's happened. But again, I just hope that she's able to see that it is possible and this is a life that she can improve, right? She's not in a position where everything is lost. Like, while, yes, this might feel like you're kind of down and out, doesn't mean that you're done, right? You can still stand up, take that next step, and work your way towards the better life that you hopefully feel you deserve, right? Hopefully you feel that you deserve the better life. And it might seem like it's out of reach, but the only way to get there is by taking a small step, a small step, a small step. And that is really important.
I don't know how to explain this feeling. Like, I'm mad at myself and frustrated for not being out of here. And I'm angry at myself for still the fact that my arm does not wake up. Still the fact that I'm not out of here. I'm not back at my normal life. I'm not walking normally, But at the same time, I can't be so mad at myself. I literally died. Like, I have to give myself somewhat of credit. You know what I mean? Like,
you do. You do have to give yourself some credit, but I think it's very important that you understand that in order to not come back to a place like this, you have to change everything about your life. Every single thing. And that might sound scary and you don't have to do it all at once, but like the life that I live now is so different than the life I lived when I was 400 pounds. And it's not like that all changed in one night, but I just hope that while you're sitting in this place, you're able to understand that like you cannot expect to get out of the facility that you're in and then just go back to doing what you were doing before. That is not going to work. You are just going to end up, however long it takes, a month, a few years, you're going to end up in the same position. So it's imperative that you actively work on not becoming the same person you were right before you landed in this position, right? That's important.
I don't know. It's a weird feeling. And I promise you, like, if you're going through what I'm going through, like, the days are lonely and the days are hard. And you sit there with the unknown, like, but I promise you, you show up every day, and little by little, things will get better. I promise you. And this goes for anything in life. For school, for relationships, for friendships, for family situations, like, it goes for anything you put your mind to. There's gonna be extreme rough days, weeks, months. But if you just don't lose track of what you want. You know what I mean?
I mean, this is all good advice. I just hope that she follows it,
This is the busy.
So she just talks about the drink for the rest of it, so it's not really worth going over. But I also did want to play this TikTok. Now we can't listen to the audio, but she's saying it herself, right? POV, you learn from me so that you don't end up like me. So it's clear that she is not happy with the position that she's in, and she wants that to change. And again, I just truly hope that she understands that this is up to her, right? This is up to her. She has to make better decisions day in and day out. And obviously, I hope that she is able to get out of this facility that she's in and she's able to get back into a normal life. A lot of the decisions that she is making, she isn't making for herself right now, right? That she has people that are working, nurses, whoever else is working at this facility that are making these decisions. But if, and I truly hope she does, get out of the position that she's in now and she's back in normal, regular world, I hope that she truly sees the position that she was in and how close she was to passing away for good, right? Because she says herself she passed away multiple times and they brought her back. That the things that she was doing before was going to unalive her permanently, and that she cannot just slowly slip back into that. It's very easy when you first get out to not do the things that you were doing, right? But it's all about consistency and making those small changes over time. But I just wanted to share what she's going through right now and share the story because, like I said, I truly do hope that I wish for the best for her, and I hope that she is able to get out of this position, and I hope that she's able to live a very fulfilled life and never be back in this position. But that's just my opinion. I would love to know what you think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.